An old man once told me, Eric, it doesn't take courage to stay, it takes courage to leave. Changing your predictable, comfortable life to pursue a life of meaning and fulfillment makes no sense. And on the outside, it actually looks like it might even be irresponsible. But that's exactly what you need to do. And in this video, I'm going to show you how to get that life, even if you don't know where to start or how to get started. Your comfortable, predictable life, it's suffocating you. It's killing you inside. You're not growing, you're not evolving, you're not changing. Everything is just staying the same. And the reason it's so hard for you to get rid of that life or to move away from that life is because you worked so hard to get there. And I know because I was the same way. I had worked my way up to a six-figure job and I liked what I did, but there was a voice in me. There was something always suggesting, urging me to step outside of my comfort zone, to go beyond what I was okay doing and to reach for something that I truly wanted to do with my life. And for about 6 months, I did. I did step outside of my comfort zone and it was exciting and it was fun. But then I got back into that predictable, comfortable life again. And I stayed there until that comfortable, predictable life was taken away from me. In 2020, I was laid off right about the time that COVID started taking over and overwhelming the planet. I lost my job, and in a lot of ways, I lost myself. And that's when I asked the question, why do I feel so lost? And here's what most people get wrong about feeling lost. They think it's a problem. They think it's something they have to fix. But that feeling of being lost is actually a sign. It's a signal that it- that there's not something that's wrong. There's something right. It's a symptom, a sign of a bigger problem, of a deeper issue. And there's nothing wrong with feeling lost. The only people that never get that sense of feeling lost are the people that never step outside of their comfort zone, the people that never go anywhere. If you think about it, how can you get lost when you're standing in one place? So what is that signal pointing to? What is it a sign of? What is it a symptom of? Well, inside of you, inside of all of us, there's a voice. I call it your true self. I call it your soul. And it's always showing you what you could be or what you should be doing with your life. And it's always speaking to you. We just tend to ignore that voice. And that voice is always speaking to you or showing you, identifying ways that you could have a happy, meaningful, fulfilling life, a purposeful life. But like I said, we ignore that voice. And I know because I ignored my voice for a long time. But and the reason you ignore that voice is because you've been taught, you've been trained, you've been programmed to just look at life as a set of obligations. You're supposed to take care of your family. You're supposed to take care of yourself. You're supposed to make sure that everybody has food to eat and a roof over their head and bills are paid and the kids are taken care of and they get through school and they get everything they need. You've been programmed with that obligation, but that voice has always been talking to you. You just ignored the voice. You haven't lost your purpose. You just need to start listening to that voice. So here's your first step. Get a piece of a pen and paper or something just where you can write these things down. But take take note of what that voice has always been trying to tell you to do. What has it been suggesting that you do? What has it been urging you to do? And I want you to write those things down. Don't edit them. Don't try to talk yourself out of them. Just capture them on a piece of paper or somewhere that you can refer back to them. And I want you to write those down because later in the video, we're going to come back to those ideas that you wrote down, and I'll share with you what you can do with those ideas. In 2020, I published a book about finding your purpose. And in that book, I said a couple of things that surprised a lot of people, and in some cases, upset a few people. Your purpose is not your passion. It's not your job. It's not your identity. It's not a singular thing that you were born to do. Purpose is something that gives your life direction. It gives you a like a north star, a compass point, a heading. It's something that you can sustain for a long period of time, something you can do long term. And it's a question, it's an answer to a question. What am I going to create, or what do I want to create for the world? And you notice I use the word create because, contrary to what you've been taught, contrary to what you've been led to believe, you cannot find your purpose. And I want you to think about that for a minute. When you say you want to find something, that means you've lost something. So let's just use keys for an example. When you lost your when you lose if you ever have ever lost your keys, you know what you're looking for. So when you find your keys, you know you found your keys because you know that's what you were looking for. If you're trying to find your purpose, that means you don't know what it is. So how can you ever know that you found your purpose when you don't even know what you're looking for? You don't know what your purpose is. So even if you were to find it, if you were to find something, how could you say, oh, that's my purpose? You don't know what you were looking for. You can never know when you come across it because you can't identify what it was that you lost, what you were looking for to begin with. And that's a huge mental block. That's what's keeping you stuck, waiting, hoping, wondering if this thing is going to appear, this thing is going to pop up and show up in your life. It won't. You won't find your purpose. You have to build it. You have to create it. And that's the beauty of it. You get to create it. You get to build it. You get to define it. And you get to do that through self-knowledge, curiosity, and intentional action. And if you want to create a life where every day you wake up, you're energized and you're excited, but you struggle with it because you don't know how to get started or where to get started, this is exactly what I help people with one-on-one every single day. And if you click on the link in the description below, we can walk through this together and you will have some clear direction on how to achieve the life that you so desperately want. So now you know you're not finding your purpose. You get to build it. You get to create it. And to create something, to build something, you need the right tools. And here are three tools that I use to create a fulfilling, meaningful, and purposeful life for myself. One of the tools I used was to define what breaks your heart. What problem do you see in the world that troubles you, that angers you, that makes you sad, that you can't seem to ignore? Here's another example. A very close friend of mine was molested when she was 8 years old, and the pain and the trauma of that event compelled her to create her own after school program so that she would be able to provide a safe environment for children so that they wouldn't have to go home by themselves while their parents were at work. So just ask yourself the question and just write down the answers that come to you. Don't try to filter them. Don't try to edit them. Just write them down as they come to you, and I'll allow the flow to just happen. The next tool I use is curiosity. I make a list of 5 to 10 things that I'm genuinely curious about, that I really have a very strong interest in. And I write those things down. And once again, you don't want to filter them. You don't want to edit them. Just allow the natural flow of writing to take place and just capture those ideas. This last tool is envy and jealousy. Now, envy and jealousy, your whole life you've been told it's a bad thing. It's something you don't need to envy and you don't need to be jealous of people. But I don't agree with that. I believe envy and jealousy are very good emotions, very good feelings. Um, I believe they're indicators. I believe they are identifiers. I believe it's what our soul, our true self uses to point, to show to us that, hey, that's the thing that you could be doing. That's the thing that you could be having. That's the person you could be. I firmly believe that when you see something or see someone that you envy or that you're jealous of, it's it's used not in a negative way, but it's used as an inspiration. It's used as a way to show you as an example of what you could accomplish yourself. It's just another person doing it in front of you. And that's why I think you as an individual are jealous or envy of that thing and someone else might not be, because It's speaking directly to you. It's not it's not concerned with anybody else. You can identify or you can become envious or jealous of that person or that thing because it's speaking to you and what you want to accomplish and what you really want to do in your life. So I look at people that I envy or in some cases am jealous of, but I'm not jealous of the person. I'm jealous of or envy what they might have or what they've accomplished or their personality or something about them. And I note down the thing that I envy or the thing that I'm jealous of, and I make a list of them. And once I've used all three of these tools, I'll take the things that break my heart, the things that compel me, the things that anger me, that make me sad. I'll take that list and I'll put that with my curiosity list, and I'll also take that and put that with my list of things that I envy and that I'm jealous of. And all of those things will give me a sense of purpose. They'll give me a direction. They'll tell me what what I want to pursue in my life. They'll give me a list of things that are meaningful. They won't be related to a job title or to a paycheck. Now, this is the step where a lot of people get stuck because they have this list of magnificent ideas and it becomes overwhelming because they have so many ideas and when you have that many choices, a lot of times you get overwhelmed and you don't know what to do and you end up doing nothing. So this next step is how to identify or how to filter out those things that are most impactful, that the things that you really, really want to do. And to get to your main idea, I use what I call the like, love, in love method. And it's kinda like dating. When you date when you start dating, when you're interested in dating somebody, you're first looking for somebody that you like. Because if you like something, then you can grow to love it. But if you don't like something, you'll never get to the point where you love it. So let's look at the like part. Likes are something that you find interesting, just like a person. You start dating a person that you're interested in. If you don't have an interest in that person, it's never you don't wanna spend any time with them. So it has to be something you have to like. And once you start with the like, then you start looking at things that you love. And then you start looking at things that you're in love with. Now, the things that you love are things that you really have a strong interest in. You want to spend some serious time with them. You could see yourself doing or spending time or putting energy into learning or expanding on these ideas for an extended period of time. And the in love piece, the in love ideas are the things that you want to marry. You want to spend the rest of your life doing, or you wouldn't mind spending the rest of your life doing. You could do this for years, for decades without a thought. You love the idea of them. You love learning about them. You love talking about these things. So, once again, start with the like, unless you already have some ideas that you love and something that you in love with. If you already have some ideas that you love and that you're in love with, start with those. You can just eliminate the likes. And if you have some ideas that you're just in love with, you can start with those. So you can start right with the in love ideas and forget everything else. Now, if you don't have any ideas that you're in love with, then go with some ideas that you love. And if you don't have anything that you necessarily love, start with something that you like. You always want to at least start with that. Don't settle for something that you kind of like or you think you might like. Make sure it's something that you at least like, that you at least would want to put some energy and some time into. Because if you don't, then within 3 or 4 months, you're going to get bored with it. The motivation or the hype or the excitement of it is going to wear off and you're going to be back to where you were, back to that comfortable, predictable life again. Your purpose was never hiding from you. You had just been taught about purpose in the wrong way. You were taught to find something, but the beauty of it is that purpose is something that you create, that you build, and it's built from the tools and from the information and the desire that's already inside of you. So that it's something that's yours. It's your inner voice. It's your true self. It's your soul sharing with you. This is exactly what you want to do. And don't put money onto it. Don't put a title onto it. It doesn't matter. Listen to what your soul, your voice, your true self is compelling you to do. For once in your life, listen to that voice. And if you do it, you will have your purpose. You will have your direction. You will have happiness, fulfillment, and meaning in your life. And if you want to continue moving away from a life of feeling lost to living a life of direction, click on the link in the description below, and I'll see you in the next video.